Hello and welcome back everybody to Mineski Pro Gaming League, a two-game series between MVP.HOT6 and Invasion Esports, where MVP, they do already have that one game lead here on top of, well, a cancerous Tinker as always, man. Tinker just doesn't know anything else but to be retarded. But we are here, we are HeflaTV, I'm Coucher and I am joined by HeflaMoke.
Yeah, good morning everybody. Well, game one, you didn't expect it going for an hour or so.
I mean, definitely not, man. I was expecting either just Invasion Esports to push it out really early with their Pagna, or just get GG'd in return, but neither of those happened. So,
yep.
And here we are.
Well, I saw the last some parts of the game, and well, it comes down to what some viewers even said in the chat. Like, I mean, Invasion, they had actually a good game. Like, the defense they put up, it was okay-ish, but the problem is they just didn't have anything to counter that Tinker.
Yeah, I mean, just that's the biggest problem. Earlier on, the Nether Ward did a reasonable amount, but I mean, later on, I didn't even see if the Nether Ward even got popped down at all, or by that time, Tinker, when you have your Bloodstorm and you have like lots of levels, so you are sitting at 2.4k health or something crazy like that, you don't care that much at all. And I just think the biggest thing was that Invasion, they lacked lockdown. I mean, every time they just tried to initiate or something, the Stampede came out and everybody got to safety, and while in the meantime the tanks, the Doombringer and the Centaur just came to the front lines in return and just created havoc.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's see what they do. I mean, the first decision is get the hell away with the Tinker, like ban it directly right after the Lycan. On the other side, we have the Void and the Doom, so everything goes along the meta. At least for the free heroes, the Tinker is always something you really just do when you see a team that like just picks the Tinker right away. That means we have a Panda, Razor, Viper, like these relatively popular heroes, especially in the C scene. They will come out now. Or, okay, or we go for a pushing lineup. Death Prophet secured. That means MVP maybe picking a core like Razor or a Panda, both maybe, or Razor plus Rasta, something like that. I mean, you can definitely not give the Rasta to Invasion Esports. That would be a bit too much pushing wise.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, Rasta, Death Prophet, it would be so damn scary. And I mean, of course, Invasion, they tried to go for some form of push as well, but they were up against the Tinker, so that in itself made it that much harder already, of course. And they did get, like, the first of the frags, I do believe it was 35 minutes in or so. But MVP at the moment, they go for the Viper first. And the second pick, man, it can be the Rasta, it can still be the Razor. If they want to go for it this time around, the Invasion, they went for Viper Rasta. Not the Viper Rasta, the Viper Razor.
Yeah, I saw it. Like, Viper Razor, like, a viewer said in the chat in game one, or in mid of game one, that he doesn't like to see Razor and Viper in the same team, and I sort of have to agree, but because both of the heroes, they have, like, sort of conditions to how much damage they do, like, when it comes to right clicks, while the other cores, they just do right clicks by default and Lect and other stuff. I mean, Viper, yes, is amazing, just because you have a Tinker on the other side. You saw the Viper, she was like, or he, or it. Like, by the way, I decided Viper is now a green transvestite, like, because I'm still not sure about gender. Still, like, the rockets, they just tickled. Like, he just kept farming while the Tinker was just spamming everything. So the Viper had no problem whatsoever. But as I said, Nether Toxin is a condition, like how much damage you deal. The same with the Razor. Like, I mean, his ultimate is all cool, but like when there's 5 people fighting, maybe with some additional summoned units plus the creep waves, like it takes a while till the Eye of the Storm actually focuses on one target, and even then it's not the strongest compared to right clicks in late game. I mean, we were at the late game scenario, 60 minutes plus. So just imagine this with another core that actually develops amazing right click. I think that might have been a better choice.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have. At the moment, either team has it here as well. I mean, they have 2 cores each. Most likely Viper against Death Prophet mid lane, or actually might be Brewmaster against Death Prophet as well at the same time. Tidehunter might even be left solo up against a Viper, to be honest, if MVP want to go for an aggressive tri-lane.
Yep.
Looking at the next set of bans here, Invasion banning out a Skyraf, whereas MVP taking out a Pagna, so kind of a respect ban, but Pagna and Death Prophet together, of course, would also equal just dead towers.
Yeah, I mean, banning the Skyraf Mage overall is always a good thing to do. MVP, they take out the Pugna, which is also very specific, but we already saw that with the Tinker. So I wouldn't even be surprised if MVP takes another support out, as in the Rasta. Like, I really have the feeling you should never give. Like, I mean, there's like two types of push. Those where you can actually do something with the traditional counter pushing, and those where you can't really do anything, where you have to pretty much kill the source. And I mean, having wards up, they only get killed by, yeah, heroes, towers, etc. But if a fight is going on around, you don't focus the wards, then with the exorcism, you have to kill the source directly. And all that combined, like just imagine Rasta, Death Prophet, and the Pugna in one team. We saw similar drafts already, and this is just nuts, to be honest. So I think MVP, they just don't want to have a game where so much push is coming out. So that's why I have the feeling Rasta it has to be. Unless they want to pick it themselves, because they have the next pick.
I mean, Rasta is more or less never a bad pick in your team. It's just such a good hero. Has the burst from Wither Shock, the lockdown from Hex. Actually, they ban out the Razor, so will it be the Shadow Shaman now, or are they really just risking it, just leaving it to Invasion like this?
I don't know. Like, I mean, the Razor, like with the Razor now, we have pretty much all of the popular, like, meta first picks, first buns out, even though it took to the second stage. But from right on now, we have, yeah, not too many options, to be honest. I mean, as in, like, the popular ones now, we have to see what else is coming up. I mean, both still need a greedy core. And yeah, Wraith King. Okay, I can totally understand this. And I even think he is a core. I don't think this is going to be a support Wraith King.
Well, I guess it might be a core one. I still like Wraith Kings in a support role, at least in most of the games. I mean, just trying to chase down a Death Prophet is never an easy thing. Although, if you're running a core Wraith King, it's nice if you have a core Viper at the same time, just to provide the Viper Strike the slow, so Wraith King can actually stay on top of targets. And actually now Rubik pick for Invasion, actually pretty decent. You can steal Primal Split, and of course Wraithfire Blast is a good thing to steal, and the only thing to steal from Wraith King, as is the Viper Strike from Viper.
Yep. That's what I like the most about the Rubik. Like, he has a pretty easy game in this one, just because Wraith King and Viper, you only have one spell to steal. And for the Brewmaster, of course, you need a bit of time, and you need to really get him directly after his ultimate. But if you can do that, then you can really turn around fights, because suddenly that Rubik that was just running away with low HP is coming up with like 3 Brewlings, and suddenly he's buying all the time the team needs. So even if you're down some heroes, you can still turn around this fight. As for Wraith King, I mean, you know me. Like, I like the support Wraith King more than the core one, just for the reason that, like, it's one of those supports. If he roams, for example, successfully, he gets so much farm, and like just having, for example, I mean, sometimes we see Soul Ring, Blade Mail coming out, plus of course PTs just for the stats and the stats swapping before you die. That is pretty much enough. This is a solid basis to like even transition into more. And then they go for whatever else, Maelstrom, for example, and they become really, really scary then later. If you have such a game like Game 1, 60 minutes, suddenly that Wraith King support is another core, which wasn't originally planned as a core, and that makes the Wraith King so strong.
Yeah, it's always nice to have the flexibility in your lineup, just with any heroes. At the moment, they definitely have it with at least 2. They could even go for like an aggressive trial if they really wanted to, with Viper, Mirana, Wraith King. But we'll see how they want to lane this. I mean, the thing is that if it's going to be a core Wraith King, does this mean that it's going to be a Brewmaster offlane then?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like how they lane it. I'm just looking at the amount of like disables we have at the moment. Like, sure, we have Viper Strike, we have the Brewmaster with another slow on a melee basis, but of course his ultimate is considered in quite a lot of disable. Wraithfire Blast plus an arrow. That's quite something in comparison to Invasion, because there we only have a silence, the slow of the Tidehunter, and okay, you can count Ravage in, but that's like a huge cooldown as such. Telekinesis, and now even with the Ancient Apparition, there's not much to come, because a low-level Telekinesis plus Cold Feet is, for example, not enough to get a proc of the Cold Feet. And I don't know, when it comes to the early game, roaming, and like even the early mid-game fights, I give MVP just because of all those stuns, just a better card. If Rubik or Ancient Apparition, if they get stunned, and I'm not even talking about arrows, long-term arrows, I'm talking about just a Wraithfire Blast and a follow-up by Viper, for example, or Brewmaster, those supports are pretty dead.
Yeah, they certainly are. And that's a good thing about Wraith King as well, whether it be support or core. Well, if it's a support one, you will still have the Reincarnation for most of the time. So even if you get hit by the Ice Blast, or like Ravage Ice Blast, usually support just die to it 100%, but that hero has the ability to come back, just cheat death.
Yep, I guess that's it. So last band stage is up. Weaver coming out, and for Invasion Esports, there's still one to pick. But to be honest, since we still don't know in what position that Wraith King is, like you can go either way. Just ban a support you don't want, and yeah, Bane. They say okay, no Bane,
In Shadow
so we don't
Shaman,
have a disable.
it's going to get ignored, it looks like.
Yeah, the Shadow Shaman. I didn't expect this to happen, actually. If this is a core Wraith King, we might actually see a Rasta right now by MVP. It would still fit in my opinion. Like, offline Brewmaster, we saw that already. Like a Wraith King, Mirana, Rasta tri-lane. Rasta and Mirana can roam as well, and the Viper mid. Or, I guess that's the best to go for. Mirana offline, we haven't seen that in a long time. I don't think they go for it. I'm just offering some possibilities. But yeah, a Mirana offline and Brewmaster mid Viper farm and etc. might be an option as well. But no, I don't think they go for anything exotic here.
Well, they might pick up the Shadow Shaman, like we mentioned, just go aggressive tri-lane with this possibly. Or, I mean, Brewmaster offlane isn't the worst kind of thing. I mean, Telekinesis together with Ancient Apparitions, Ice Vortex, or just Cold Feet might not be enough to pin down the Brewmaster as well. Of course, depending on what invasion goes as the last one. It's a Lifestealer. I was thinking maybe Gyro or something, but Lifestealer up against a Viper, it can be risky, but if you could just get the early enough action for a Lifestealer to just snowball, then even a Viper most likely will not be enough to stop him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, well, Shadow Shaman came out, so we were right after all. It was ignored till the last, and MVP decided to go for it. So they were actually on the same train of thought than we were. What I don't expect is the Lifestealer. Like, that is, for me personally, completely a surprise. Because there's also, for me, why do you pick a Lifestealer? Obviously, you want immunity. Obviously, you want a Lifestealer that, like, stays alive later in, like, the big fights when he's really big. The problem is a Lifestealer, he needs so long till he's really online, especially if you don't have infest bombs, and there are no infest bombs.
And
Except for maybe, yeah,
bomb.
but Tidehunter, he needs a blink to actually be an infest bomb as such. Otherwise, he's just like, yeah, look, I got something inside, and no. So we talk about maybe infest bombs coming out minute 15 plus, depending on how fast that blink dagger comes out on the Tidehunter. But I'm not a big fan of this Lifestealer in this draft, at least. When it comes to other games, yes, Lifestealer is still, I think, something you can make work in this current meta. Either way, let's just introduce the teams while they have a whiz or so.
Man, what's up with Southeast Asian, by the way, with just always being in the toilet while the draft is going on? But in any case, for MVP on the Dire side, Nuts will be playing the Shadow Shaman with Jubei on the Wraith King, Roji to play the Brewmaster, leaving Musica on the Mirana, and Cynical on the Viper.
Yep, and on the other side here we have Ketsik playing the Death Prophet, ADTR on the Ancient Apparition, FC playing the Lifestealer, the very interesting pick Ghost on the Tidehunter, and standing okay on the Rubik. I mean, the Rubik is gonna have an easy game as well as the Death Prophet as such. Tidehunter, well, we have to see, because he has to work against all those stuns. But then again, like, as soon as he has like level 3-4 with Kraken Shell, he's at least protected against these, because it's getting all removed and he might make it for the run to the tower. But then again, what? Did he just say 7 minutes?
No, they were... I think MVP, they were like, you have 8 minutes of pause left, and then ADTR corrected him that they have 7.
Oh, is there a maximum amount of pause you can have in MPGL?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. I'm not too sure if it's per game or per series, though.
Ah, okay. That's something I didn't know. That's very interesting, to be honest, and I like it, because, I mean, you and me, we know, like, especially when you cast Tier 2, Tier 3 Dota a lot, as we did at the start of HeflaTV, like, sometimes there are pauses coming out that are, like, ridiculous. Like, you remember that game when we had like our Russian lessons in that 30-minute game? That was so amazing. Like, there was no Russian stream for that game. There were like dozens of Russians, so we were like refreshing our very rudimentary knowledge of the Russian language in 30 minutes, just bullcrap talking and looking at the pause screen. But this is not gonna happen here. It's 0-0. They go to the lanes, and let's see how they actually lane it, because I'm really curious about this. So far, there's gonna be aggressive tri lane. The Brewmaster actually mid, and the Viper being like the autonomous farmer on his lane. And I guess he can do very well against the Tidehunter. This is ranged versus melee, and he's not forced into the corrosive skin unless there are rotations. So he can actually go aggressive, a point in Nether Toxin, 2 points in poison attack. That's what I expect from him, to be honest.
I mean, Twist Viper, he should definitely have a pretty decent enough time on this top lane. ADTR, he's hanging around the top lane area at the moment, or I mean, not even the top lane area, but more to the top side of the map than to the bottom. Although, do you think they're really running to all lanes? I mean, I think just Ancient Apparition is most likely just hanging around here at the moment.
I don't know, like, it's weird, but yeah, I think ADTR is coming bottom lane, because he put just a sentry ward there top, and he was expecting that there was already a observer ward, or maybe there is one coming later. So far they popped, I think, everything. Yeah, both of the dire wards are going bottom rune plus the area around the tier 1 tower. The same goes for the Radiant Observer ward. We have one in the lane, and the other one is actually here on the Ancient Hill to give vision into mid. So Tidehunter finds the Viper, and that's actually quite good news, of course, because yeah, he has the boots, so he can actually go for that Viper. And Viper didn't put a point in corrosive skin, and this is bad news. He should have done that, being under pressure now. He can go for one more Anchor Smash if he wants to, but nah. But nice start for him, bringing a Viper down to like 30% before the creep waves even meet.
Yeah, I mean, that actually hurts him quite a lot, although he had plenty of tangos. I mean, he came with 8 tangos, I believe. So has to chew through some of them, but he should be fine up against the Tidehunter when he's solo. But Chubei gets the Brave Fire Blast into ADTR, the arrow to follow up as well, nuts. He's around Edershock, it should be enough. Actually, he went for the Shackles instead. Will the right clicks be enough? Yes, they will, but nuts might lose his life. Open wounds from FCFC. They're going for a Chilling Touch, boosting up their damage. So it's a 1-for-1 so far, okay. We'll make it out as well, since Chubei didn't have enough mana for that secondary stun anymore. But I just would have expected Shadow Shaman to go for Edershock just to burst him down, but...
Yeah, that was interesting, to be honest, but Ancient Apparition did the perfect play there. I mean, he knew Dammit are gonna feed the first blood, so he put Chilling Touch on actually all 3 people, even managed to get one more right click in, and that was enough to at least get the return kill. So besides the first blood bonus, like, everything is still fine. But now we see already like a smoke gank. That's very interesting, very early. 1 minute in, they started here, and I think it's a bit too obvious though. Aw, there's another pause. I can't believe it.
Holy crap, man, he needs a restart. I mean, Invasion has a lot of PC problems. Like, in the prelims 2 days ago, when they played, we waited for like 10 to 15 minutes as well for their team, since they were having PC issues. Then it was the same yesterday for the group stage game of Invasion versus Ray, waiting for Invasion since they had PC issues. Like, how long?
Yeah, true, I remember that.
3 days in a row, man, 3 days.
Oh well, that's kind of what we expected. Still better than those long pauses, like, because so far, I mean, they are quite under pressure, because I mean, the admins here of MPGL, they're not the strictest, but at least they have certain rules up, so they push the teams. They're like, hey guys, we gotta start, get ready. Like, even when the teams they ask for a bit more of a pause, but yeah, I definitely like the organization here. MPGL is always has been fun to cast here for HeflaTV, and well, we're up for it in the future as well. I really hope this tournament is growing bigger. I mean, it is growing bigger. Like, we have, I don't know how much price pool increase, plus the teams that are coming here. Like, all the C teams try to profile themselves in this league, and yep, I definitely like it.
Yeah, it's just everybody wants to get to the LAN finals in the Philippines for the grand prize of 20,000. Well, I guess it's not the grand prize, but the prize pool of $20,000.
Yep.
Plus, I do believe, like, I'm not actually 100% sure how much money one leg has. It should be like 6 legs where you can earn points, and the highest points get to the LAN finals.
Yeah, something like that, and I think they're in November. But either way, we are back in the game here, and now in the mid we have that smoke gang, and it might be really interesting on a Death Prophet.
It should be an easy kill if Chubei gets the Brave for Blast. It connects as well. Roichi will have level 2 Thunderclap. Shackles coming out. They're actually nicely waiting for the Thunderclap to get the slow after the Shackles.
Yep.
But Roichi, man, easy kill.
That's exactly like where you see the difference between like higher Dota and like pop Dota. Like they waited nicely. Usually you would have just spammed that thunderclap, but no, they had the stun into the slow or stun into shackles and then still a slow, and just in case the Death Prophet somehow miraculously survived that attack. Either way, that's it. So MVP pulling ahead here with 2-1, but top. Even though the Titan had a nice start, the Viper now starts driving him off. Like, he went for a 1-1-1 build at the moment, but I'm pretty sure the other point goes into the poison attack, and that is then really bad news for the Titan. From there on, the Viper can do a pretty good job on him.
Yeah, and actually, the Titan went for 2 points to Kraken Shell before going for 2 into Anchor Smash, because, I mean, level 1 Anchor Smash, it should be enough to just go in and snatch the last hits. He doesn't really expect to get harassed onto Cynical at the same time anyway. Although he might be in some trouble. Nazi's gonna find him. Yep, the shackles come out first. He will get the Ray Fire Blast to follow up as well. And Viper, he's gonna come in with the poison attacks. It's level 1, but I think it's gonna be enough here. Ghost actually doesn't start running away straight away. Wants to get the Anchor Smash buff, but...
Yep, nice. This duo works out wonders here at the moment. But the Mirana releasing that arrow for the Death Prophet, but now he's sort of in. But look at the jukes. He still has that leap if he wants to, but at the moment the Death Prophet is not reacting because he's under attack of Roger. So Mirana is gone. So is the Death Prophet. But that's perfect. This Panda just saved this Mirana's ass pretty much, because the Death Prophet under attack couldn't even get that Crypt Swarm in on the Mirana. That would have been a kill. But yeah, nice play there by MVP, keeping the Death Prophet occupied.
Yeah, I mean. Really nice, and I was pretty sure that Musica is gonna go down. I was a little bit afraid for his life just from the right clicks of the supports themselves already. Chilling Touch just gives you so much extra, but they're down to the bottom lane once again. But with all this, at least FCFC is having a pretty nice time. I mean, he didn't get the first part, but he got the counter straight after. So already has face boots and might just see the race car build. Although Ghost might be in trouble, nuts. He has enough mana for the shackles. Jubei coming in from the river, shackles to start things out. Ghost, you have to run this way. He's going for it as well with Ray Fire Blast from the low ground. It should be enough. Cynical, some poison attacks. Actually, he's still alive. But Jubei is going to meet up with him even if he does survive. So,
yeah, the decision was right, but the damage is just too high, especially with that Viper. Like, what I didn't expect is though, Cynical went now for 3 points in Corrosive Skin. I don't support this, but now maybe we have a go here on the Mirana. But no, this is just for harass. I mean, he has a haste drone, and with that haste drone, he can just go and be a nuisance to that Nyx. How is the Lifestealer doing anyway? I mean, he's at the moment 25 and 11. Compare that to the Viper. Viper is 20 and 5, but of course with those 2 kills on a Titan, he definitely has a small advantage. Level-wise, well, they're pretty much on par.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking good for the Lifestealer so far. Didn't choose to go too greedy, just getting a Hand of Midas or anything like that as well. Because he's still wary of the fact that maybe, just maybe, Shadow Shaman together with Wraith King will rotate back here as well. And I was a little bit surprised that they just completely left the Mirana alone, but Mirana offlane can definitely handle her own. They're up against only 1 stun of the telekinesis.
Yep, and that's why I said it in the draft, like Mirana offline, it's something we saw by Cloud9 for example and some other teams earlier this year, but then it kind of got abandoned. But I still think it's a nice thing. You just need someone who replaces the Mirana on the lane to grab some XP, to get your supports boosted, those supports that have a crucial level 6 ultimate. And yeah, then the Mirana can just come in and out of the lane. You never really know where she is, and you always have to fear those arrows. It's also like a psychological advantage over your enemy, because he always has to be sure, like, where is the goddamn Mirana? Do I have to like be aware that there's an arrow flying my way any second?
Man, the supports on Invasion, they're just so starving for that XP at the moment. Okay, he's level 3, not too far off from level 4, but ADTR, he's level 2 only at the moment.
Yep, and well, the Lifestealer, he's just interested in farming. Is there anything coming out for him? No, he just finished the face boots, but is this face boots into still Midas, or does he completely skip the Midas, go for a race car build?
Like, I think it just drums into SNY probably. It would be pretty nice just to make sure that Corrosive Skin and Viper Strike don't kite you around to oblivion.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, this is perfect timing by MVP. They got the rune. This is a double damage, level 7 Panda. He wants to use his ultimate. And to be honest, with those 2 supports, and plus, of course, level 2 at the shock and the stun, maybe even 2 stuns, this is so bad news.
Yeah, and actually ADTR, he just popped down an Ice Vortex, which slowed that down with just as the smoke broke. But they still want to go. I mean, Roger has the Primal Split to tank things up, and they're gonna go in. But open wounds, maybe FCFC. He gets the dodge on the Brave Fire Blast. There's the telekinesis coming out as well. They're gonna lose Chubby almost immediately. There's the Ravage onto 3 or maybe 2 enemy heroes, but Primal Split comes out nuts. Trying to TP out from there. Can he actually succeed? A 1-for-1 so far. Lifesteal gets thrown up in the air by the Panda Musica. He leaps into the trees, but it's not safe. TP out. Ghost, Anchor Smash, Anchor Smash. Oh, it was still on cooldown. Little bit unfortunate, but a 2-for-1 in the end. And the Panda, is he safe?
Oh god, Panda. That's bad news for him. He comes out of that ultimate and lands directly in front of the Lifestealer. But do we have a go in the mid already while the Panda is dying? Yes, they do a stun here on Ketsig, and the Viper is doing all the work now. One more hit. Oh, actually, it's not enough. He survives with 27 HP, but then they still had vision thanks to the Wraith King. But of course, Rubik also a tiny second too late to get the follow-up telekinesis. So overall, a bit greedy by MVP, but at least they get still the kill on the mid, which makes this trade okay-ish.
Yeah, I mean, if they hadn't gotten that, it would have favored Invasion for sure. They only lost their 2 supports bottom lane, whereas killing off a Wraith King as well as a Brewmaster. But now, bottom lane FCFC, he has the Infest, so he should be safe in theory and has the Rage level 3 as well. But is he gonna be safe? That's the question. They get the Hex, Shackles to follow up as well. They have the Brave Fire Blast, Starstorm, and this is gonna be an easy kill on the Lifestealer.
Oh, even the arrow used, just making sure, but that arrow just pierced his corpse. Well, he is, I guess he is already sort of dead, but, well, you know, you just pin him down, I guess.
It's, in some games, you have to kill the body as well, because otherwise he can be revived or something, so he went for that.
Okay. Well, either way, MVP is doing a really good job when it comes to roaming and everything. Absolutely ahead of Invasion here, but now the Panda has no ultimate, and now, oh my god, with the Chilling Touch, this is really bad news. He can't even make a little suicide clap to do some damage, so nice rotation coming out there by Invasion, but I think they have to rotate bottom very much soon, because there's 3 people saying hello, and at the moment it's only a Lifestealer who just has the Infest maybe to get away, but oh, the arrow not hitting. So at least he knows it's on cooldown for now.
Yeah, I mean, nice attempt, I guess, from the Mirana, but landing it solo on a hero who has phase boots and is pretty speedy, it's gonna be extremely hard unless it just comes like over the trees or something when the Lifestealer is standing here.
Yeah, but the Lifestealer pops the salve here. Now they want to get in. If they get the no, like the Shackle or the Hex, that would have been it. Exactly the thing they need, but yeah, now he just uses Rage. Then again, the Wraith King has another stun, so
I think it was a bait out Rage action, nuts. Oh man, he goes in at such a wrong time, just when the creep wave was coming in.
That timing was bad. Like, he could have waited a bit longer. He knew the creep wave is coming. Like, a pro player should know exactly the seconds when the creep waves arrive at a certain tower, and that was a bad timing. Either he didn't look, or he just went for it, but they still want him. They still want him, but they need the Rasta to initiate. Otherwise, the Lifestealer can always rage out. Especially since he put 4 points into rage. He's immune for such a long time.
Yeah, I mean, just the strength of a Lifestealer. I mean, that built-in magic immunity, and looks like Nuts, he's given up on it now. Maybe wants mid lane instead, or maybe they want the tower or something. It is not quite level 6 yet, so no Mass Serpent wards. And actually, Invasion supports are catching up a little bit. At least Rubik is level 6 by now, so spell still available, and man, stealing either Viper Strike or Brave Fire Blast is definitely going to be a big asset to their team.
Yep, absolutely. Like, that Rubik is kind of a crucial thing, because, I mean, I talked up in the draft about, like, the amount of disables they have on the pitch. MVP definitely having the advantage there. Oh, but we have a go here on the Mirana, but, yeah. Poor ADTR, he's already down, and now Musica nicely, but, yeah, FZ, that was a very optimistic go on the Mirana.
That was a waste of mana, to be honest.
Yeah, that was very optimistic. I have other words for it, but like, that wouldn't be very friendly.
Oh man, well, at least Viper Strike was stolen from Rubik at the moment. And Cynical, does he want to go in? Okay, actually Telekinesis comes out. Is he gonna use? Nope. I thought like he's gonna Viper Strike. Never mind, he's gonna Viper Strike Cynical in the end, but that was way too late, and just spell on cooldown for virtually nothing in return.
Yep, absolutely, and well, let's see. ADTR, Nuts is directly next to them, but they don't see him because they're in a pocket. There's also a rotation, and Jesus Christ, that Ancient Apparition just missing that arrow, but Moonlight Shadow. But the problem is, there is a sentry ward. They're walking directly through it, which means they know exactly what's going on. Even with that Blink Dagger, I don't think MVP wants to dive that tower again. They have bad experience with that. Like, just 3 minutes ago, they did the same and just barely traded in their favor.
Oh man. I mean, the attempt was really nice from the Moonlight Shadow, of course, and you have to do such things as well. Just try to go in aggressive, try to get the jump on the enemy before, I mean, at least Roach actually has a Blink Dagger now. So Blink Thunderclap, I don't think Invasion are aware of this, but Ghost, he's around with his Ravage. So if MVP, if they go too deep under the tower, they might regret their decision soon enough.
Yep, absolutely. And the Rubik steals Moonlight Shadow. Now that's good
crap,
news.
Man.
Yep, especially because, okay, the Sentry Ward just put down in lane here. So they actually have vision in case the Moonlight Shadow comes, and now they actually see the Lifestealer here.
And actually Chube might be in trouble. Telekinesis up. He has the Reincarnation though. Not a good target to go for. Okay, he's gonna get stunned up. Blink Thunderclap to follow up. Primal Split is there. Moonlight Shadow ends already. And okay, he's gonna lose his life so damn fast. FCFC. Is his Rage and cooldown? Yes, it is. One more Rayfire Blast. It should be enough to set it up. Arrow misses, but they don't care. Hexed up. Rayfire Blast. Some right clicks to bring him down. So a 2-for-1. I think they can get more. Throw up Tidehunter in the air. He has the Ravage still though. Not sure if he wants to use it, if they're not gonna be able to get a kill. Crypt Swarm onto Chube. Still has the ultimate. There's the Shackles onto Tidehunter. Rayfire Blast as well. Staggering the stun, but the Blink to block Ghost off, and they're gonna get the kill with the other shock.
Yep, beautiful blink there, like blinking exactly in that narrow passage so the Tidehunter can't get out. So, yep, I definitely like it. Like preemptively putting down those sentry wards after they were well aware that the Rubik stole the Moonlight Shadow, and I think Invasion got a bit over their heads here. They were like, hey guys, we got Moonlight Shadow, let's turn this around, let's be clever, but there was a sentry to the left, a sentry on the lane, so everything they did was just as obvious as the Moonlight Shadow of MVP. So in the end, this really flipped back, and it's a 4-0 trade and brings MVP here even more in favor. So this game definitely taking good shape for MVP. I think we have to look at the crafts, or maybe the Panda is finding something before we can look at them.
Well, he has the Blink Thunderclap. Rubik should be an easy target, especially if he gets the block, but they want to go for the Lifestealer who has Infest and Rage. Not the easiest target to go for by any means. And oh man, they get vision of OK now as well. Just go for the Rubik. Be a man, Roji. Be a man. Do the right thing. Blink, Thunderclap, Rayfire Blast to follow from Jubei. Actually, the Telekinesis is there, preventing the right clicks from coming with Musica. He joins the fight. Rayfire Blast got stolen, but me just converged by four heroes upon the Rubik. This MVP, their rotations, just their movement on the map is so good at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely liked it, that he was so patient. I mean, it was a fresh invisibility rune, so he still had about 6 seconds left of that. So he was really on a reconnaissance mission there, scouting out, waiting till they were not in range of any other heroes. And even if the Lifestealer decided to fight, that might have been the life of the Wraith King, but he has level 1 reincarnation. He doesn't care anymore. Like, let the Lifestealer kill me. By the time he kills me, the rage runs out and he's slowed, and the follow-up will come and he loses his life. By the way, the Lifestealer, we were wondering what he's going for. I think not going Midas was a bad mistake because he had the time, he had the gold, so instead he chose to go for the face boots, wanting to go like aggressive, I assume. This way he has no Midas now, and he's going for an armlet. But yeah, getting that Roshan counted or contested, that's their task, but I think they're too late, especially against Rasta wards.
Yeah, I mean, actually Moonlight Shadow comes out as well. Chube, he's gonna be the one greeting the enemy team, and the stun onto Kimba straight away. Do they have the follow-up? There's the Hex coming out as well. Leather Shock to follow, but there's the Ravage hitting 3 enemy heroes, actually make it 4 even. 2 heroes down, Reincarnation popped, but everybody's slow. Kichi goes down, no exorcism damage anymore. Stun onto ADTR. They get the Tidehunter, okay, he's gonna get chased down as well. So in the end, a 1-4, actually might be 5-for-1 as FCFC. Well, he has the infest, but nothing to infest into. One more stun, anything, rage, TP, physical damage, is it gonna be enough? Yes it is, I think. And Musica, double kill for him, man. That was a bad trade. Roshan plus 5 kills.
Yeah, this was a bad trade. This was picture perfect for MVP. I mean, paying a Rasta for a complete team wipe on Invasion. And it's exactly what I said before, like, yeah, Kratz, you killed a Wraith King, and whoa, you got even, like, a Rasta down, but, like, what did you commit to that Rasta? I mean, a Rasta getting him with Ice Blast, even having nothing left for the other heroes, like Ultimate, Slow-Wise, etc. Like, what did they do? They killed a Wraith King, and all 4 of them, they have been slowed exactly the time they needed to come in, and then Viper did the slow, we had a Thunderclap slow. There's just no way you can escape unless you have magic immunity, and, well, MVP, so many kills ahead now, but I think they might want to go for something more here bottom.
Yeah, I mean, Viper comes up, but he has the Aegis actually. Oh, Roji, he misses the Blink Thunderclap, he just Thunderclaps, but okay, might still be in trouble. Yes, he's gonna go down just before the Aegis gets popped. Can they follow up though? The arrow is flying. Oh man, no, rage dodge. But I mean, it's just an Aegis for a Rubik's life at the moment. Still, I mean, yes, you lose the Aegis, but you get something in return for MVP. So it's 19-5 now. And looking at the Tidehunter, how many minutes ago was the bottom fight when the Moonlight Shadow was stolen and exchanged and turned around? I mean, the Tidehunter, he had 1.5k or 1550 gold before,
Yeah.
but he's only gotten like 150 gold within the last like 3-4 minutes.
The biggest problem I have at the moment is not even the Titan or anything. For me, it's Ketzig. Ketzig doesn't find in this game. He just does not find in this game. And I don't like his item choices either. Like a Yule Scepter here in this game might have made a difference, for example, but he goes for braces and point boosters. So are we actually looking at, I don't know, drums plus soulstone, bloodstone, soul booster, bloodstone transition of the Death Prophet? Not a big fan of it, and I don't see a point in this game. Plus, he's almost level 11, but he didn't do a single push yet. Instead, they all lost all their tier 1 towers, while MVP still have all of them still left. This gold is missing badly.
Oh man, it just, the Death Prophet hasn't had any opening. Just from the get-go, MVP getting the first blood bottom lane, and from there on Nuts, together with Chubei, they rotated into the mid lane, got the kill, rotated to the top lane, got the kill, came back to the top lane, got yet another kill. So just the difference between the activeness of the supports and their success while being active, it gave them such an early lead, and suddenly Cynical 18 minutes in, actually Moonlight Shadow, can they catch something? Roji is there, Ghost, oh man, Thunderclap up, he has the Ravage, but will he even get to use it? Shackled up, Starstorm coming to follow, actually Kraken Shell up, he gets hexed up straight after the Kraken Shell, he's still alive, finally goes down as Ice Blast, it came through, but ADTR loses his life, okay. He steals Viper Strike, but man, he is not going to be able to even put it to use as FCFC. Raged up, but can they throw him up in the air? Potentially Viper Strike comes through with that Aghanim Scepter. He's slowed down. Will they really dive the tier freeze for this? Sure, looks like it. Boulder Toss, Blink, Thunderclap. Cynical gets the kill. 4 heroes down for nothing. I mean, for a Primal Split, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they dive through. And again, Ketzig. Like, Ketzig not even being part of this fight, nor did he split push somewhere. Not in mid, not in bottom, not anywhere. And that's the problem. So that's 4 down, plus a tower. And Ketzig, well, he's still trying to farm, but I don't think any farm in this world can do anything. There's an arrow flying for him. The slow also missing here. But yeah, you see the greed already coming out of MVP. Like, their confidence is bolstered by the crafts. And the crafts, they show us 15k in experience and 15k in gold. Like, the crafts hand in hand heading towards a very solid lead for 19 minutes, and there has to be a miracle for Invasion to come back on this. Like, game 1 was much more even in performance, and it just was a strange draft, at least specifically against what MVP had. But this game here, I thought that draft is okay, but they just don't make anything out of it at the moment, and now MVP is surfing here on a snowball. That's not even funny anymore.
Man, Chubei, he even went for a Hand of Midas after Magic Wand and Power Threads on the Brave King, although they want to go in, they have the Infest Bomb, Ghost, Blink, Ravage up onto 2 heroes, Infest coming out as well, Ice Blast to follow on the same 2. Actually, they're gonna get the 2 kills, Reincarnation up on Chubei, the open wounds up. Does MVP really want to fight? I don't think so. Musica maybe. Arrow already in cooldown, he's gonna go back in with a few right clicks, River Blast stolen onto Chubei. Even the Exorcism pop for that, just to make sure that MVP don't want to come back in, although Rochi with the Haste Rune. No Primal Split yet, actually Invis Rune on top of it.
Okay,
and Viper bought back for this as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but Brewmaster, I think he might want to find that initiation, but they're like, hey guys, we just got the 2 kills, and we got that 160 of ultimate out of the Wraith King, so let's just go back and celebrate our victory, because that is actually the sort of fight they need, like coming in, getting fast, revenge on what's happened before, and then fall back and hope they can repeat that, like 3, 4, maybe 5 times to even out this advantage. I doubt it, but at least finally, I mean, you showed the fewest the crafts, I assume, so
yes.
This is the first time they make even a dent in this craft. So far, everything, it was just going MVP's direction. The only difference was sometimes slow, sometimes fast. Finally, the craft is actually going in another direction, just at least for these 2 fights.
Yeah, but MVP looks like they want to get at least the gold craft back up there with that tier 2 tower at the moment. Ghost. 68 seconds on cooldown for the Ravage. The Glyph comes out as well with Mass Serpent Wars. They're trying to actually pull the Creeper FC. He's gonna go for Cynical. Telekinesis up, open wounds as well. Do they actually have enough Moonlight Shadows there? But it's under the tower. Ice Blast to fly. And they're actually getting some pretty nice fights for Blink Thunderclap onto 3 heroes with the Primal Split. Infest into Ghost, he comes out almost immediately, Starstorm though, brings down to FC, gonna get slowed down, hexed up as well, just in case. And well, 3 for 1, yes, they actually blew up the Viper pretty nicely, but that was only one hero on Musica, man, he has Desolator now.
I mean, the bad news about the Viper is he just bought back for this fight pretty much, and that means he's like a long time on the sidelines. But they don't need the Viper necessarily, especially if they get the 3-for-1 trade and a tower on top. Like on this momentum, they might just go into mid tier 2, and I don't think there's anything coming from evasion. I think they have to accept this tower just happening, because what can stop them? Like, Death Prophet can't do it alone. He's trying to split push probably top since he's level 11, but yeah, tower down. The first rotations are coming in. Mirana is saying hello, and Jesus Christ, he also got the Desolator already. This is so bad news for this lifestealer. Like, I mean, Desolator on him now. He's almost, his armor is completely negated. I mean, okay, without armlet toggled. Obviously, when the armlet is up, he got, well, a tiny bit, but still 9 armor, just without armlet and everything.
Well, I have to say that it's going to get even worse for them since Nuts. He's only 100 gold short of an Aghanim Scepter on Shadow Shaman on top of his Blink. Blink was also picked up on Jubei's Wraith King now. And with the Hand of Midas, he's definitely going to transition into somewhat of a semi-carry along the line. So, just MVP, they have so damn much. Although they might get Musica, who is rather squishy still with only drums. But he actually gets vision, but leaps out a little bit too late. Ghost, does he want to pop his Ravish? The Gush to slow him down. They need open wounds, they need something. There's no Moonlight Shadows. Leap actually got stolen, Leap into Telekinesis. So Musica, I mean, he just gave away 1.2k gold.
Yeah, that was a gold like given away for a very... I don't even know. Like, did you see his movement? Like, he twice hesitated and actually let the Titan to come in range for that Gush and then the follow-up. That was very interesting, to say the least.
And OK has a Blink now as well, so... I mean, at least Invasion, they are delaying out what MVP is trying to do at the moment. Although, looking at the net worth, it's just still looking so bad for them. I mean, the only guy on MVP who doesn't have more net worth than anybody on Invasion is the Wraith King, but even he is only 400 short of that.
Yep. And Jesus Christ, on that Wraith King, like we've been talking about it in the draft, that like I like the roaming support Wraith King the best. I mean, yes, Blink Dagger for the initiation, PTs for the stat swap, and the Midas Ticken on top of it. So that means he can buy all the support items required, like a gem for example, and from now on he can pretty much go for whatever he wants to go for. Like, he can just transition into damage, because they don't even need anything else. The Rasta has an Aghanim Scepter finished, unless he goes really nuts and wants a refresher, then even the Rasta is done, which means they also have...
Telekinesis again onto Cynical, can they get the kill? Silenced up as well. I mean, they even had the Infest bomb there, but they can't really commit the Ravage onto one hero when the others are so close by as well.
I guess, yeah, but there's another double damage rune now being found. I guess they wait for the Panda to get it. And they wait also for Roshan, but Roshan has been a relatively long timer. Oh well,
it's a little bit less than 1 minute left by now. About 40 seconds or so. I mean, a little bit unfortunate for MVP that they have to wait a little while longer. But Invasion, they're definitely happy about just getting some extra breathing space. Although, how much does it actually give them when they're not getting any objectives at the same time?
Well, I mean, at the moment they press Invasion down. That's all they need. Like, there's barely any farm coming out from Invasion in comparison. They take the Ancients, they take the enemy jungle, wait for Roshan, and with this Roshan, I think we see the final fight. Unless Invasion can make really like a miracle happen with that Ravage, then I think MVP might go for High Crown.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I guess it's kind of easy for a miracle to happen actually when you're going into Roche Pit with a Ravage. Although Nuts, man, Mass Serpent Wars with Aghanims. If it's in a teamfight, okay, actually he goes in, but Blink Thunderclap comes out before Exorcism activated. They get the slow onto, okay, he leaps out. Arrow, will it hit anybody? No, it misses, but Kechik, he's gonna get focused down. I mean, his Exorcism does a reasonable amount of damage, but he goes down a little bit too fast. ADTR comes down from the Cyclone. He is dead as Musica. Well, he just chased down Rubik in the meantime. So 3-4-0, and of course double damage on Musica definitely doesn't hurt their pushing and killing potential.
Yep, and I like their decision. They're like, hey guys, you know, screw Roshan, nobody needs Roshan, we just go mid, because there are, either we bait out buybacks, but the reality is, there are no buybacks. If you look at the buyback graph, they just can't go. they can just go. And this is Aghanim Scepter, Mass Serpent Wards. They will be enough for the tower. By the time they come back, nope, this won't work. But we still have a Ravage, so this is not a lost cause yet. Maybe the timing is right, but they need the Death Prophet.
Oh, the Ravage connects on all heroes. Ice Blast to follow up as well. 1-2 at least. Music, he got the leap out before, otherwise would have been certain death, but Ghost, he just went down to the Desolator, and the Mass Serpent was the FCFC will suffer the same exact fate. So man, the fight was pretty damn beautiful, but they just didn't get any kills anyway.
Yep, that's the biggest problem. I said they need the Death Prophet for it, but they didn't want to wait for the obvious reason, because they would have lost their axe, so they wanted to try not to lose their axe. But yeah, no Crypt Swarm, no silence on, let's say, at least 4 heroes, because they were nicely stacked up. That would have been an awesome silence. And of course, also no Exorcism. Exorcism would have been on cooldown anyway, but still, like that was needed for this defense. But instead, yeah, they get the Rex, they get an awesome fight.
Just look at the lifesteal on Musica, or everybody coming in from the Vampiric Aura here. Musica, he was down to like 300 HP or something starting the Roche, but he just gained back to full HP so damn fast. Ice Blast, of course, will negate the effects of lifesteal, but man, they have such a nice team composition and they're doing so well. And look at Brewmaster, man, 300 gold short of an Assault Cuirass now.
Yeah, they're just stacked now with this Roshan even more. And you even see the net worth graph, it's split in 2 halves. This is so bad news. Like, I really think Invasion has no chance of coming back here. Like, they might defend, they might hope for something on the Ravage, but I don't know, the underlying cause is just a horrible early game. And from now on, especially against MVP on the Dire side, they just can't make anything happen. Even if they would get now 3-4 towers, like that just makes a small dent in the crafts, and that lifestealer is just not scary enough. I mean, with a Sanjo and an Armlet, like who who are you scaring except for maybe a Rasta? Like even that Rasta has 1.2 KHP by the way, but still, Viper doesn't care anymore, Wraith King doesn't care anymore. Brewmaster so tanky already. They just have too much, but they still try, and that's, I guess, a good cause. At the moment they're hiding top, just in case someone comes along. But no, MVP, they prepare their bottom push.
Yeah man, if MVP wins this, it's gonna get really interesting about who's actually going to advance to the playoffs. MVP should have more or less a secured spot there, but that will leave Invasion on 2 wins and 2 losses, with Rave being on 2 losses completely at the moment, and MSI 1 win, 1 loss. But Kechikimba, he's gonna get jumped. Blink, Thunderclap, Brave Fire Blast, he goes down. He has the buyback, he has the Exorcism still as well. But the Rex, they're falling so fast with all the minus armor nuts. He stole the Mass Serpent Wards, but will they be enough? I don't think so. Ravage on to 5 heroes again. They have to do it now. The silence comes out from Kechikimba. Exorcism to follow, Crypt Swarm to fly. The mech does come out from MVP, and they're turning it around again. Even though Invasion is just mass spybacking at this point in time. Kechik, he goes down to the right clicks. The minus armor, they just can't handle it from the Desolator and the AC. So Ghost, he goes down.
Yeah. Well, this was obvious to happen. Like, this is no surprise. Like, they just finished it, and finally Invasion, yeah, they commit the simple fact that MVP completely stomped them here in this game. They really had some good tries. I also thought that the draft would contain more surprises for us and for the viewers, but overall, no, it was just very, very well played by MVP, I have to say. So HOT6 is looking good. I'm really surprised about those guys and their performance at the moment.
Yeah, they are looking good indeed, with 4 victories and 2 losses. That's gonna be it for them for this group stage. So now it's all up to the others. Invasion, they can still also tie it up at 4-0 or 4-2 rather, because it's 2-2 for them. MSI is 1-1, 2 more games to go today. Rave is 2-0, 2 more games to go. So we will see who advances at the second one with the next 2 game series. But the next one will actually be Rave versus MSI Evolution Gaming team in about 18 minutes time. 13:30 CEST, 19:30 SGT. So guys, don't go anywhere, it's coming out soon enough. And of course, if you enjoyed what we did, you can always follow us on this channel, as well as HeflaTV 2 and HeflaMok, the English channels for us. And of course, our social media, HeflaTV on Facebook and Twitter, to know when we're going live, on what channels, with what games. And you can always subscribe if you want to support us and get the best emotes out there on Twitch. But guys, just see you in the next series in about 15 minutes time.